We're coming to you from the unceded traditional territory of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh Nations here at Britannia Art Gallery to introduce Tyler Wilson, one of the artists exhibiting here during the month of March. Tyler, you're a photographer. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about another piece of work that is hanging at Britannia right now.
Sure, yeah, I'm going to talk to you about this one right here. It's called Reflecting on the Mistakes of Our Past. And it was part of a exhibition that I was going to be part of, and when COVID hit, it got canceled. And the theme for the exhibition was the viaducts coming down and reflecting on the life of the Dunsmuir and the viaduct.
Oh,
the two downtown viaducts that were coming down. And as part of that project that I was working on, I kind of looked back at what was there before. And if you don't know, when the viaducts went up in the early 70s, it displaced Vancouver's only Black neighborhood called Hogan's Alley. And I kind of wanted to reflect on when the viaducts come down, we should really be looking at what we did. And it was pretty dumb that we replaced this really nice neighborhood with a freeway essentially.
right.
And maybe when we're rebuilding that neighborhood, we should think about what we're actually going to do with that neighborhood and how it can be advantageous to the city as a whole. So back to the photo. It is a photo that I took on the viaduct, looking down over, if you know the viaduct well, there's a skate park below.
Yes.
So standing on the viaduct, looking down towards the skate park, and took that photo and developed that film, and then went to the Vancouver City Archives and found an old photo of Hogan's Alley and was able to produce a negative out of that as well. And in the dark room, I created this photo collage where Hogan's Alley is in the negative space where the skate park would have been in the photo.
Right.
So it's kind of it has both the current and the past version of what was in that area. And I felt that was a nice way to visualize how we should be reflecting on what we did before and what we should be doing in the future.
That's a very interesting piece.
Thank you.
Yes.
And again, like the previous one, this is a photo that's never touched a computer. So all the Photoshoppy work that would be done in creating this photo collage was done using just old school photography with enlargers and a lot of experimenting with lining things up. And it's all kind of done blind as opposed to a computer. You can kind of see what you're doing. So it's a lot different of a process and a lot more finicky, I guess you would say. But it was a lot of fun experimenting with that as well.
It sounds like you like making art blind.
Yeah, I think there's something fun in the happy accidents that come with that. Yeah, I've got just a couple bins of these old cameras that kind of half work, and figuring out the weirdness that comes with it, and having weird light leaks or weird graininess from film that maybe you find that's been sitting in someone's garage for 20 years. There's a serendipity behind that when you actually all the uncontrolled aspects of that come together for a really great photo.
Yes.
It feels great.
I agree. Did you have another piece that you wanted to chat with us about?
Yeah, this one's called the Fraser St Bridge. And this one, a lot of my photos are darkroom prints. This one's digital. And it's just a happenstance during the pandemic. We all lost access to the darkroom. I'm part of this club called the West End Darkroom Society, which we run one of the last community darkrooms based out of the West End Community Center. So during COVID, it was shut down for, almost 2 years. So I broke down and started printing my stuff digitally just because I still really wanted to actually have physical photos to show. But this photo is taken down on Mitchell Island, which is on the very southern end of East Van. And it is the old bridge that people would have used to get to Richmond before the Knight Street Bridge was built. And the bridge is still there, but it's missing its middle part. So it's like this weird abandoned half bridge. And I love the, it's what I really love taking photos of is how things kind of fall apart as they fall out of disuse or are altered for new uses. And I think there's a lot of that in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really fun noticing this like small details of the city as things change and have uses change for different things. This bridge now is part of a park, and it's just kind of an outlook now. Whereas, 50 or 60 years ago, this would have been like a busy highway kind of thing.
Wow.
And it's really a thing that now you can go there and it's this nice quiet park. Whereas at one time, this would have been,
bustling.
Trucks crossing it, blowing their horns,
Yes.
train track on it. So there would have been trains going across at one point, and
Right.
probably buses. So it's an interesting thought when you're sitting there in this really quiet, very rarely used park that at one point this was like a major thoroughfare for the city.
Right. So it becomes iconic of the passage of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That
Especially
was, sorry?
now that the bridge is also gotten to a point where you can't go on it anymore. So it's decaying even more, which is
Wow.
fairly interesting too.
Yeah. Yeah. That was Tyler Wilson, one of the artists at the Britannia Art Gallery. His work will be up from March 2nd to April 1st down here at 1661 Napier Street in the heart of East Vancouver. Hours of operation are on our website, along with a contact form if you would like to contact Tyler in person about his work. We do hope you can come down and see these photographs in person. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you very much.